it right. One by one, billion by billion, they're holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Whether you're ready or not. Time for
It's a good fish. It's heavy as oh, it's in weed, that's why. Nailed it, though.
history. This train is racing straight
Oh, hey.
ahead. No man can do like I can. I'm the queen of the land. Haters gonna hate.
On the zone.
Won't be sorry now. Shoot me down, but I'll rise again. I'm laying down the law and you've been served.
Hey guys, and welcome to another video. You join me in my house, in the living room to be exact. Mainly because recently I really seriously hurt my foot. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to run over a few laws and go over like certain baits and things and where I'd use them, what they're good for, and a few recommendations. I'll kind of pick ones that you can sort of pick up now, not necessarily your like custom baits and things like that, but shop bought, you know, like fox lures, reparlers, that sort of stuff. So we'll get into it. Whew. Okay, so over the years I've progressed through lots of different types of lures and sizes of lures and colours and all that sort of thing. I started off with just using little tiny shads, capitos to be exact, and you start loads of success on it, and then obviously your addiction starts and you end up with masses and masses of these expensive baits like what I've got. But over the years you start to learn think types of baits are going to work better, what times of the year, that sort of thing. So I thought I'd just give you an idea of some laws you may be able to pick up from a shop and implement into your own fishing if you're struggling on the lure front. So, to start off with, I think we'll start with the lure that caught me my biggest ever fish, and yeah, so we'll start from there. Now, I'm a big strong believer in using swim baits. One of my go-to kind of baits for pike fishing, and this video is basically looking at the larger kind of baits from sort of like 6 inches and plus. I know you can get smaller versions of each bait that I'm going to show you, but these are my go-tos. So to start with, this is the Savage Gear Pulse Tail Trout. I think it's the biggest version, 28 centimeter. But this very lure here, this exact one, with treble missing, it's missing its tail, it's absolutely chewed to buggery. Caught me the biggest fish of my life. I'll put a picture on now. Basically it just swims like a normal fish. How the tail is, it's different to a normal paddle tail, and it's a really nice wiggle and moves a hell of a lot of water. It has got quite a shallow run, so at a long cast you're probably getting down to probably 4 or 5 foot. But I like to add these little weighted dots on. So on the bottom of there, you can probably see that yellow circle. That's a weighted dot, just to give you some extra depth. And there's a rattle in there, you can probably just hear it. And yeah, I highly recommend picking one up. They do them in a really small size as well, just to get that little different style of swim bait going, because like these ones, this is one of my go-to lures at the minute, absolutely amazing. So again, it's in the swim bait category, but this one just has a gigantic paddle tail, loads of body roll to it, and again, it'll shift a lot of water. But the pulse tail swims different to that one, where it has a wiggle to it as opposed to a big rolling tail flicking down. And again, it's got a few different baits, so there's another soft one there. It's got a smaller paddle tail in it, so it's a faster action. so it's better in that. But it's slightly warmer and a little bit faster pace of water. I kind of like fishing one of those because you can pull it through easier as opposed to something that's collecting water behind it. It makes it a lot harder to wind in. Again, we'll mix up a bit different. For this time of year, I'm making this in spring, jerkbaits. So this one is a big Western swim. They do these into, I think, an 8 centimetre, so really, really small. Again, we got noisy ones. That one was a silent loss. But this one, like the Buster Jerk, absolutely fantastic for smashing into those really, really active pike. You can get them in like custom baits as well. This one's a wooden jerkbait. No wrestle in that. It's just a piece of wood basically with some paint on it. But this time of year in spring, when the water warms up, do not skip on jerkbaits. There's something that a lot of people won't use. Generally, when you go down canals and all these popular places, people are using things like your little crankbaits and shads and that sort of thing, cheap stuff. But the side-to-side action on one of these, which is like an evading bait fish, really, really gets them fish going, and it becomes really addictive because they hit the lures insanely hard. Especially these jerkbaits, these Buster Jerks, like the ideal size just for a mouthful for any kind of pike. Being one this big and one this bloody big, you get me? We're going to move on to something a bit different now. I like to use these in like over weed beds and around structure and stuff. You can let them hang, so you swing it round with a jerk, it'll sit there in the water for a bit and slowly sink down, and you can twitch it back again. So you get a bit of hang time around cover in structure. So anyway, move on to the next one. Would be these, if it focuses, like curly tail baits. So this one's obviously great long eel. Again, you can get them in with a hard body and a soft body. These ones are the Savage Gears. This one's a fox slick eel. Ow, I just hooked myself. These soft body ones, as you can see, you probably see us through the tail on that. It's got loads of holes in it. Big teeth gashes in the top. And then the hard body one is just soft tail, hard body. Slower sink, so you don't have to add your own weight to it. So it's really good for shallow water. But I like to use these in deep water and dark water. So like with these soft reel eels, I like a load of weight at the front. So this one's got a big 10 gram screw-in jig head there. This one comes with it's got 10 gram weight already on it. But I know this will be a slower sink than that one with the weight in the front of his nose. But I found when you're fishing really deep, for some reason, I don't know if it's just reflecting light more or what, I don't really know, but fishing deep, I found these curly tails work a lot better than most other baits. Especially, this is mainly bank fishing, I don't fish from a boat. Again, really Rapala, I think it's an Otis. Fantastic bait, lots and lots of body roll off it, and you get that curly tail action. These are really shallow sinking as well. But I do cut off old jig heads to use the weight on a little split ring so they can add extra weight to the lures. I don't actually have a bait here with one on it, I don't think, to show you. But yeah, it's simple, little split ring, and clip it onto the tray so you can add whatever weight you want to the front of it. It saves you spending a fortune in the shop to get a specific one. And yeah, I've not quite used these ones yet, this slick eel, but it looks just as good as the Savage Gears that I've had a lot of luck on fishing. Sort of like, when I say deep water, I mean like 7 foot down to like 20 foot, that's bank fishing, that is. On those mucky rivers and canals out there, they tend to work a dream. But obviously, when you get a loose body, like this Savage Gear, you can just put a shallow screw in there, and you can also work it through really, really shallow water. But I found, because obviously this one is 40 centimetres, where if you bought, say, this one, which is 30, that's probably got 100 grams more weight in it to this one. So you got this extremely big profile of bait for like half the weight of buying a Swimbait. But you can fish them extremely shallow. And I found these, this 40 centimetre eel in particular, it tends, you don't get a lot of bites on it, but they do tend to be a bit more of a special fish for some reason. I don't know what it is with eels, but it seems to just trigger a slightly bigger weight class of fish. Next we'll go on to our jointed boys. So this one here, really, really popular lure. It's a Spro BVZ, it's the biggest one they do. has a loud rattle in its tail, and it swims amazingly in the water. Again, this is one that I'll just clip weights to it, but I believe it's a slow sinking version. Yeah, slow sink, and then it just allows me to adjust that weight. But say if I went from fishing a shallow area of a river down to a deeper hole, I can just clip a weight to it. And I know with how this law's jointed, I can fish it really slow. I can get it down to the depth I want, and that tail's still going to be wiggling with that S-curve action. Quite an expensive bait, but you can buy them from most tackle shops that have a really good lure selection. This one is a custom lure from Barry Robinson. Expensive, but absolute work of art in it. So I just thought I'd show you that. These though, because there are, I couldn't find them in my box, but I've got a few. You can get what's called a Savage Gear Shine Glider, which is kind of similar. It's got a single joint in it, and it's basically just a big glide bait like this one is, and you just get a slow rolling, swooping action through the water. It's just a fish magnet when you get that big profile of bait, just shimmying through the water as slow as it can, and you can trigger anything. Again, that's one that I'd mainly focus in cold water. This one all year round, because it has quite a fast wiggle to it. Jerkbaits for spring and summertime when it's warming up. Get these bad boys out when it's cold and deep water. And then I thought I'd throw a few odd balls in there. So we got the Savage Gear Rat. It's quite famous. I don't have the Savage Gear Duck anymore. I lost that in a tree. But the duck, also amazing for summertime. And then a few oddball baits. We got these pull baits and tail baits. So this is the wolf tail. I've added an extra large grub on there. Again, you can buy these from most tackle shops now, which is just a Strike Pro wolf tail. And then what was famous for a long time, squarely bit. Don't really use it anymore, but they have a lot of weight in them and a lot of rattle. And yeah, for most people that is a go-to, especially for the winter. When it's dead cold, because generally you just adjusted the weights on them by sticking some lead to it. Just to pull it through that water and give it that little sit in the water, it just triggers them really lethargic fish to target a really easy meal that's in the water, which just happened to be not edible and full of metal to stick through the face. So yeah, I hope I've convinced you to buy a few different lures now, and these are my go-tos. Oh, I've got a fox replicant here, right old one. Nice little wobbler bait. These ones are proper solid and heavy. Get down deep in the water, and they have lots and lots of belly roll, move lots of water. It's just an old classic, before I just add it in there. So thanks for watching, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.